Welcome to the Fundamentals of Energy, Class 4. You don't have to have done any of the other classes to do this one, as the two techniques taught in this class come directly from your soul and do not require any kind of foundation. Now, both of these techniques were taught by Kelli In The Raw. However, since her channel was recently deleted, and before then, all this information was up on her channel for free, she'd put it out there. I doubt you'd have any problem with me putting it in this all-inclusive guide. Now, the remote viewing video she'd made was 5 minutes and it was great. I've showed it to about 30 people, so I know how to answer a lot of the frequently asked questions. Her God Bubble video was an hour long, but don't worry, that is completely normal for Kelli. She'd often make three-hour videos. I will make sure to hit all of the major points that she had taught in the God Bubble video. Now, on screen is a diagram. This is by Kelli In The Raw. There is a pyramid that has all of the different energy grid systems in the matrix, and then outside of the pyramid is your God Bubble energy, your own personal energy, which is significantly stronger than anything in the matrix. It may not seem it at first, but it definitely is. Now, the God Bubble, it's essentially you're bringing out your own personal energy from your source out of normally your heart. Some people find it in their stomach, but majority of people the heart. So you'll just want to set the intention, feel around in your heart. If you can't see anything, then just create a bubble. It can be rainbow, it can be clear, it can be any color. The intention is what matters, and you will just simply bring that out around you and then step into it. It's simple. It's a very simple technique. These are simple. Do not, get overly confused. So we're going to do it together now. Set your intention on your heart area, around your heart, or just around your chest. Create the bubble if you have to. If you can feel something, it's fine. Just bring it out. Allow it to expand. Don't push. And then step into it. And there it is. That's the God Bubble. It is a very good technique. Now, when you first do it, you will want to practice simply staying in it, as you'll often fall out of it after 10 seconds and go, oh, I fell out. You'll get distracted. You'll fall out. That is perfectly normal. Just practice staying in it. You can picture it sticking onto you. That often helps. Now, you can bring out 10 God Bubbles. You can bring out 100. You can bring out 100 million. You can bring out a gazillion of them. And its power will increase accordingly. Now, if it's too strong, or too weak for me, if it's too strong, Kelli would have people picture a dial and you would turn the dial up or down. Me normally up. I prefer to just picture a lever as there's a lot more room. So if I want to turn it up, I'll start the lever down here and bring it up. If I want to turn it down, start the lever and bring it down. And I can write on there times 100 million on the lever and it will work accordingly. It's mainly based around your intention. So with the God Bubble, you can use it for basically anything. It's coming from your own power, so you can say, I want to heal myself and it will heal you. I want to erase negative thoughts. I want to dull pain. I want to think clearly, and the intention of the bubble will help you achieve that. You can bring out a bubble from yourself and send it to another person. Just picture them in your mind and stick it on them. And unlike with you, they often don't fall out, and you will be healing this person or whatever other positive intention you've set at no cost to yourself, as it's coming directly from your unlimited personal energy. Now, I've put up an absurd number before when I was clearing myself, and my voice becomes much deeper and I feel and am much more powerful. This is completely normal. You can use this as just powering yourself up when you're clearing. You could consider it going Super Saiyan. You can call it going Super Saiyan if you want. I call it the God Bubble. It's a little less confusing. And that's it. That's how to do the God Bubble. It's a terrific technique. Just practice. These things keep hitting me. Just practice staying in it for now. Now, on to remote viewing. Remote viewing is a terrific ability. It lets you view anywhere in space and time, the better you get at it. But more importantly, it lets you view other dimensions, so you can see negative entities in, on, or around yourself or others. It's great. So what you're going to do, I'll explain it briefly. You will picture something somewhere you know in great detail. You will only need to do this when you first start, and then if you want to go to a park or somewhere, just picture there. Oftentimes you will not be able, especially when you're first starting, to see the park. Just create the park. Create it as exact as you can, and often your intuition will fill in the gaps and you will get quite close to how it actually looks. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Close your eyes. Close them. Okay. Close your eyes. Now you're going to picture a room in your house, somewhere you're familiar with. It can be your kitchen, your bedroom, your bathroom, anywhere. It can even be outside, but often start in your house. Now get all the furniture right. If you're using the kitchen, picture all the cupboards, the stove, the fridge. You can stand anywhere in the room. Often I will picture myself in the hallway the entranceway to the room, and just picture everything. Just get it all down. I'll give you a moment. Now that you've got everything, just think, okay, I want to go to a park that's near me, or somewhere that's near you, your workplace, and just try and see it without creating it. If you can't see it, you just see black, that's perfectly normal. Just create it for now. You're just practicing this muscle. You're unlocking your ability coming directly from your soul. If you can't see it, don't worry. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're both going to remote view the same place. We're going to remote view a waterfall at Wim Hof's place. I'll explain why in a second. So what you're going to do, close your eyes, just get a room as exact as you can. Once you're practiced, you won't have to do this, you can just picture the area. Now, up here is a picture of Wim Hof's waterfall. Try and go there. If you can't, that's perfectly fine. Just create it. Now that you're here, or you've created it, what you will do is you will notice any senses that you have. Hopefully you have sight, you may have hearing to an extent, touch, taste, smell the waterfall. That's completely normal. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to go under the waterfall. You're remote viewing, and it's like a semi-out-of-body experience. Do not worry, you're still in your body. You're going to go under. You can fly, teleport, walk on water, swim. You're remote viewing. You can get there however you so choose. You may see around you some shadowy entities. This is completely normal. A lot of people call these shadow beings. Now, what shadow beings are essentially your remote viewing level is down here. It's fairly low, and their cloaking level is up here. And as you get better and better at remote viewing, you'll be able to see through their cloaking, and you'll see them for what they really are. Nothing can harm you while you're remote viewing. You don't have to worry about that. So just ignore them for now, and I'll teach you how to erase them later. Now that you're in the waterfall, notice I can feel water on me, I can smell, I can see. I forgot to mention, set the time for just now wherever you are. If it's dark at the waterfall, you want it to be daytime, just set the intention for it to move forward a few hours or back when it's daytime. It's daytime there now, which it's sunset, but it's daytime. Just observe what you feel, and congratulations, that is remote viewing a physical place. You may say, that's not very exciting. No, we're going to move on to something that's much more exciting, remote viewing yourself and other people's energy. What you're going to do is close your eyes and get a room going, and you're going to picture someone. Just, it can be anyone. It can be me, it can be you, it can be a friend. Do not picture a celebrity, as they're often quite negative. And another very important reason, with celebrities, you're more likely to run into remote viewing traps. I'll go into this shortly. Don't let this scare you. What happens is you go to remote view somebody and you get diverted and you end up somewhere else. So if you try and remote view me and you go, you're in a spaceship and you're laughing madly, that's not me. That is not me, okay? For now, just leave. I'll teach how to erase those in another video. Just leave. If you are viewing somebody and they start talking to you, that does not happen. People's true selves do not ever speak to you. That is an entity. I don't recommend conversing with entities, especially when you're beginning. Do not do that. Do not accept anything. If somebody says, I'm your best friend from past life, he is not. He is not your best friend from past life. He is not your retainer. He's not your spirit guardian. He's none of that, okay? Don't worry about that. Do not accept any rings, jewelry, battleships. Don't accept anything like that. Do not sign any contracts, okay? So long as you don't do any of that and you just leave, no problem. Okay. Hopefully you've come up with a person. If not, just come up with me. Now you're going to set the intention to view them at this time. Remote viewing other people's energy is much easier than viewing other places in space-time. I just find it much easier than viewing physical places. So you're going to just remote view that person. You're going to close your eyes and say, show me this person's true self. The true self is a reflection of the person's psyche, both spiritually and mentally. Often you'll show up in a black void. That's completely normal. Fly forward. If the person has a shield up, which is great, most people don't, ask permission for the shield to come in. Now, there's a car coming. Oh no, he parked. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to ask the shield for permission, and it will let you in. If there's no shield, depending on the person, they may be depressed and there may be a big black wall of you just see black sludge everywhere. That's perfectly normal. You can create a little barrier around you if you want and just dive on through. Just go straight through and you'll see the person. Now what you'll see is a mental landscape. If this person was happy, well, there wouldn't be a big black wall of depressing sludge, and you may see flowers, you will see a reflection. If they're very depressed, they may be in just a black swamp with entities all around them, talking at them. This is reflecting on what's going inside. You can clear these entities for this person and they will erase them. Oftentimes when clearing, the entities will be all around, but if you clear them there, it will just erase them wherever they were. But don't worry about that for now, we're just having a look. You can use this to remote view anywhere inside your own organs. If you can't see anything, just picture what you feel, just create something. If you have a blockage there or an entity, if you create it and then erase it, it will often symbolically be erased and the entity will actually be erased. Symbolism is very important in this, so I recommend that you do that. You can remote view organs, hearts, say, show me this dimension, just play around, 4th dimension, 5th dimension, just have a look around. And if you can't see it, just keep creating it. And especially if you're having stomach pain, I've remote viewed my stomach and seen a whole bunch of odd things. And as I've erased them, my stomach has felt significantly better. And that doesn't just go for myself, that goes for others as well. If you were trying to remote view yourself or others and you can't see anything, you can't really create anything either, but you can feel something, that's good. You're on the right path. If this person has a stomach ache and you feel a stomach ache, congratulations, that's remote viewing. If you're getting that and you feel like something's off, like there's a black wall, just try and just push against it, try and break through. You'll often be able to, and then you'll get glimpses and glimpses, and as you get better and better, you'll be able to see things clearer and clearer. It's a very good technique. If you're really having trouble, just bring out a God bubble, bring out 100, just strengthen it, bring up a lever times 100 million, dial it up, and your remote viewing ability will get better. Now, remote viewing does not come from your third eye or your pineal gland or anywhere else that is natural or unnatural in your body. It is a technique that comes directly from your soul. So it doesn't matter if your third eye is closed or your pineal gland is calcified. That does not affect remote viewing whatsoever. That is class 4 of the fundamentals of energy on how to remote view and how to use the God bubble. Thank you for watching.